Now, this is going to be our last video talking about functions, and it's because I have one last concept to teach you, and that's about returning information. So with functions, we can pass in information via parameters, but we can also pass out information with returning that information. So let's go ahead and create an example where we have a function that's going to double a number. So I'm going to say def double. So we're defining a function called double. Inside of the parentheses, our parameter is going to be a number. We want someone to pass in a number, and we want to multiply that number by 2. So here inside of the function, I'm going to say number times 2. Then I'm going to call this function and say, I want to double the number 5. And when I run this, you'll see we get nothing. Okay, well, this is kind of expected. We never printed anything anywhere. So what we could do is we could print here inside of the function, say, okay, print whatever number times 2 is, and that's fine. That works. But what we could also do is instead of printing, we can take whatever number times 2 is and return that. So we just type return, all lowercase, space, and then give whatever it is that we want to spit back. We can give back integers, strings, booleans, floats, doesn't matter. So now doing this, if we go ahead and run, you'll notice we still don't have an output, but whenever we call this function like we do on line 4, this now becomes an integer that we can actually work with. So for example, if I print double and pass in the number 5 there and run this, I'll get the number 10 printed. And to really sort of drive this home, let's say I create a new variable here. I'm going to call it new number, and it's equal to calling the function double and passing in 5. I can take whatever that function is, in this case the number times 2, and use it as an integer, so that now if I print, I want to see what's inside of new number, you'll notice it gives us back the number 10. It's taking the number 5, multiplying it by 2, and then pushing that back in here. The reason it's doing that is because it's returning, it's coming back out of the function and now being able to be used. So with this in place, I have a challenge for you. And so what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to make a function that returns a string in all caps. Now, I have not taught you this. I have shown you how to lowercase things, so you might be able to just guess what it is to uppercase. But I also thought this would be a good chance for you to exercise learning how to go out and grab information on your own. Okay, hit pause, do that now. Okay, hopefully that went well for you. I hope you enjoyed the twist that I had. So I'm going to make a function here, and I'm going to call this uppercase. And what we're going to take in here is some text. And what we want to do with this text is we want to return that text, but then make it uppercase. So we're going to do a dot upper on this, okay? So we have this. Let's go ahead and test it out. I'm going to print, and I want a lowercase Nick, and then I'm going to pass that into my uppercase. So I'm going to say uppercase, do an open parentheses, and now an ending one. Let's see what this looks like. So I'll run this, and we get all caps Nick. So a really cool thing that we can do now with functions is, look at this. This is going to be so much fun here. So let's go ahead and make a list of names. So I'm going to say name is equal to, and let's just add some names. I've got Nick. Let's do Jane, and we'll also provide Sarah, okay? So here I've just got a list of 3 names. What I can do is make a for loop that says for name in names, colon, and then what I can do is use this printing of the uppercase. So I'm going to copy and paste that here, and I can pass in the name as we go through each time. Oh, I need to update this list to be names with an S. So look at this. It's going to take all of these and uppercase them and print them. So we run this, look, Nick, Jane, Sarah. Oh, isn't this cool to see the functionality we're getting with the functions applied with the for loops? You can see how we're really gaining some skills here.